We pray to the Holy One, the Creator of us all. May the one who causes the rain to fall and the wind to blow bring relief and a cessation to the fires that are ravaging our state. May the Holy One assist and protect those who stand in harm's way to defend the earth and those who dwell upon it. May our actions be worthy of their courage and their selflessness. May this be God's will. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Members, pursuant to Senate Rule 29.10, the following bills are referred to the Rules Committee. File Item 69, that is Senate Bill 752. Also, File Item 218, AB 399. Members, also let me just acknowledge that we have one member who will be absent today, Senator Oropeza. There are 3 members who will be coming in a little bit late today. Senators Benoit, DeSaulnier, and Duchesne. Please go ahead and acknowledge that as you present your bills. We will go ahead and begin with, when we start working the file, we will start working the Assembly Bills third reading file, and we will put all bills on calls. Okay, privileges of the floor. Motions, resolutions. All right, members, we are ready to work. Let's go ahead and start with Assembly Bills third reading file. File Item 81. Do we have a floor manager? File Item 82. Do we have a floor manager? File Item 83. Do we have a floor manager? File Item 84, do we have a floor manager? File Item 85. File Item 86, Senator Corbett. For Assemblymember Jones, pass on file. File Item 87, pass temporarily. File Item 88, pass temporarily. File Item 89, Assemblymember Portantino, do we have a floor manager? File Item 90, Senator Ahlquist, pass on file. File Item 91, do we have a floor manager? File Item 92, do we have a floor manager? Let us also acknowledge as well to the Assembly, if Assembly members can please designate floor managers so that we can move the bills and the files expeditiously. If we can please communicate that to the Assembly desk. File Item 93, do we have a floor manager? File Item 94, do we have a floor manager? File Item 95, do we have a floor manager? Let me stop for a moment. Let me ask, because I think we're going to do this for quite some time, let me stop for a moment and ask if there is any senator on the floor. And let us just note that as we meet, we also have a committee that's meeting off the floor. That's why we don't have as many in the room at this time, and all measures will go on call. Rather than going through the entire file, I'm just going to ask you if you have a bill that you'd wish to present, I will recognize you. I'm going to start with Senator Calderon, then I will go to Senator Runner, and then to Senator Dutton. We'll go in that order, and then we'll continue from there. We'll get around to each of us. And my preference would be to work the Assembly Bills third reading file, after which then we can go back to the unfinished file. Senator Calderon, what is your item?
I'd like to take up Item 149.
File Item 149. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1357 by Assemblymember Cotto and acrolein to pawnbrokers.
Thank you, Madam President, and members that are here this morning. The pawn loans in California are the best bargain at non-conventional credit for the unbanked. AB 1357 is a bill that grants small increases to allowable rates a pawn loan may charge. The bill does not affect current law with respect to loans under $225. The bill has no votes in either house. I would ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested, Ahlquist, aye. Ashburn, Benoit, Calderon, aye. Cedillo, aye. Cogdill, Corbett, Correa, Cox, aye. Denham, DeSaulnier, Duchesne, Dutton, I. Flores. I. Hancock. Harmon. I. Hollingsworth. Huff. Kehoe. I. Leno. I. Liu. I. Lowenthal. I. Maldonado. I. Negrete McLeod. No. Oropesa. Padilla. I. Pavley. Price. Romero.
Aye.
I. Runner. I. Semidian. Steinberg. Strickland. I. Walters. I. Wiggins. I. Wolk. I. Wright. I. Wyland. I. Yee. Denham. I. Ashburn. I. Correa. I.
Ayes 24, noes 1. Senator Calderon moves a call. Senator Runner. Senator Runner, which file item?
Yes, it's file item 232.
File item 232. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 110 by Assemblymember Smith, an act relating to parks and open space.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, in 1999, I introduced AB 339 to add Whitney Canyon to the Rim of the Valley corridor. When signed by Governor Davis, AB 339 specifically excluded Ellesmere Canyon to allow for the possibility of a landfill that was designated there. Ellesmere Canyon has a new owner now who does not want to build the landfill. This bill simply allows the owner to explore the possibility of adding the canyon to Rim of the Valley. Ellesmere Canyon is completely surrounded by Rim of the Valley, and AB 1110 will make it possible to close that donut hole that currently exists in the bill. I'd ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested. Alquist. I. Ashburn. Benoit. Calderon. Cedillo. I. Cogdill. Corbett. I. Correa. I. Cox. I. Denham. DeSaulnier. DeChaney. Dutton. I. Flores. I. Hancock. Harmon. I. Hollingsworth. Huff. Kehoe. I. Leno. I. Liu. I. Lowenthal. I. Maldonado. I. Negrete McLeod. I. Oropesa. Padilla. I. Pavley. Price. Romero.
Aye.
I. Runner. I. Semidian. Steinberg. I. Strickland. I. Walters. Wiggins. I. Wolk. I. Wright. I. Wyland. I. Yee. Denham. I. Ashburn. No.
Ayes 24, noes 1. Senator Runner moves a call. Senator Dutton, which file item?
Madam President, file item 325.
File item 325. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1085 by Assemblymember Mendoza, an act relating to air pollution.
Members, this bill would require the Air Resources Board to make all technical data available that is used to develop regulations and make this information available to the public. It has received no votes and has no opposition. Respectfully request an aye vote.
Any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested. Alquist. I. Ashburn. I. Benoit. Calderon. Cedillo. I. Cogdill. Corbett. I. Correa. I. Cox. I. Denham. I. DeSaulnier. DeChaney. Dutton. I. Flores. I. Hancock. Harmon. I. Hollingsworth. Huff. Kehoe. I. Leno. I. Liu. I. Lowenthal. I. Maldonado. I. Negrete McLeod. I. Oropesa. Padilla. I. Pavley. Price. Pavley. I. Romero. I. Runner. I. Semidian. Steinberg. I. Strickland. I. Walters. I. Wiggins. I. Wolk, I. Wright, I. Wyland, I. Yee. Calderon, I. Hollingsworth, I.
Ayes 29, noes 0. Senator Dutton moves a call. Senator Liu, which file item?
File item 184.
File item 184. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1525 by Assemblymember Bell, an act relating to elections.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, current law provides that a voter must submit a request for an election recount within 5 days. Following the completion of the canvass in each county where the voter would like a recount to be performed. However, the law is not clear as to when a request must be submitted when an election encompasses multiple counties. AB 1525 would require the request to occur within 5 days after all counties have completed their canvass, thereby decreasing voter confusion and ensuring all recounts are requested in a consistent manner. AB 1525 is sponsored by the Secretary of State, and I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Is there any objection to substituting the unanimous roll call that is currently on call? Call the roll.
Onnested, I. Alquist, I. Ashburn, I. Benoit, Calderon, I. Cedillo, I. Cogdill, Corbett, I. Correa, Cox, I. Denham, I. DeSaulnier, Ducheney, Dutton, I. Flores, I. Hancock, Harmon, I. Hollingsworth, Huff, Kehoe, I. Leno, I. Liu,
Aye.
I. Lowenthal, I. Maldonado, I. Negrete McLeod, I. Oropesa, Padilla, I. Pavley, I. Price, Romero,
Aye.
I. Runner, I. Smidian, Steinberg, Strickland, I. Walters, I. Wiggins, I. Wolk, I. Wright, I. Wyland, Yee. Wyland, I. Correa, I. Huff, I.
Ayes 29, noes 0. The measure is placed on call. Next item, Senator Liu.
Item 272.
File item 272. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1527 by Assemblymember Liu, an act relating to air pollution.
Thank you, Madam President. Senators, AB 1527 would modernize our state agency's ability to combine air quality program funds and climate change program funds to create incentives for enhanced projects that create greater benefits for air quality and increase reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. Many of you are familiar with the Carl Moyer program, a very successful program established to reduce air quality pollution. Many of you are also familiar with a newer program related to Proposition 1B that established air quality mitigation funding related to the transportation sector. Some of you may be less familiar with AB 118 program designed to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and improve air quality. All three of these programs were developed at different times to address important problems facing the state. All three have allowed the state to be a national leader in addressing air quality and greenhouse gas emissions from the transportation sector. AB 1527 allows these three funding programs to coordinate to enhance the individual projects that are developed by programs. There is no opposition, and I request your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Is there any objection to substituting the previous unanimous roll call that is on call? Seeing none, ayes 29, noes 0. The measure is placed on call. Final item, Senator Liu.
File item 326.
File item 326. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 951 by Assemblymember Liu, an act relating to charter party carriers.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, Madam Pro Tem, and members. AB 951 will increase the range of fines the CPUC can authorize on negligent and unscrupulous bus companies that violate safety standards designed for passenger safety. If faced with higher penalties, bad actors will be forced to pay closer attention and adhere to the policies and procedures designed to protect California citizens. I ask for your support.
Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none, is there any objection to substituting the unanimous roll call on call? Object. Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested. Alquist. Aye. Ashburn. Benoit. Calderon. Aye. Cedillo. Aye. Cogdill. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Aye. Cox. Aye. Denham. Aye. DeSaulnier. Duchesne. Dutton. Aye. Flores. Aye. Hancock. Harmon. Aye. Hollingsworth. No. Huff. Aye. Kehoe. Aye. Leno. Aye. Liu. Aye. Lowenthal. Aye. Maldonado. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Aye. Oropesa. Padilla. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Price. Romero.
Aye.
Aye. Runner. Semidian. Steinberg. Strickland. Aye. Walters. Aye. Wiggins. Aye. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Aye. Wyland. Aye. Yee.
Ayes 26, noes 1.
Hancock. Aye.
Ayes.
Ashburn. No.
Ayes 27, noes 2. The measure is placed on call. Senator Negrete McLeod, which file item?
189.
File item 189. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1396 by Assemblymember Torres, an act relating to elections.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, AB 1396 updates California's election code by codifying the California Democratic Party's rules of self-governance. AB 1396 repeals provisions that are unnecessary, duplicative, or in conflict with...
Excuse me, Senator Negrete McLeod, we've been informed that there are amendments pending on this bill.
Okay.
All right. Senator Wolk, which file item?
File item 172, please.
File item 172. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1546 by the Committee on Revenue and Taxation, an act relating to taxation.
AB 1546 implements various technical and non-controversial tax proposals sponsored by the Franchise Tax Board. The measure requires a canceled domestic limited partnership seeking to revive its active status to pay outstanding fees, file missing tax returns, and pay a $100 service fee if it makes an expedited request for a written confirmation. It would ensure that domestic limited partnerships are treated the same as corporate taxpayers. And finally, this bill makes technical changes to existing law to ensure that applicable tax years for reductions in dependent credit underpayment penalties and sales factor only apportionment formula. I ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested. No. Alquist. Aye. Ashburn. No. Benoit. Calderon. Aye. Cedillo. Aye. Cogdill. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Aye. Cox. No. Denham. No. DeSaulnier. Duchesne. Dutton. No. Flores. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Harmon. No. Hollingsworth. Huff. No. Kehoe. Aye. Leno. Aye. Liu. Aye. Lowenthal. Aye. Maldonado. Negrete McLeod. Aye. Oropesa. Padilla. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Price. Romero.
Aye.
Aye. Runner. Semidian. Steinberg. Strickland. No. Walters. Wiggins. Aye. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Aye. Wyland. No. Yee. Correa. Aye to no. Runner. No. Maldonado. No.
Ayes 17, noes 12. Senator Wolk moves a call. Next item.
173.
File item 173. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1547 by the Assembly Committee on Revenue and Taxation and Act relating to taxation.
Madam President, 1547 implements the various technical and non-controversial tax proposals sponsored by the Board of Equalization. The bill increases the reinstatement fee on suspended or revoked sellers' permits to encourage taxpayer compliance and defray the BOE's costs. The measure consolidates reporting requirements for bulk transfer systems and terminals supplied by pipeline or vessel. It revises definitions and makes other technical conforming changes. I ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Cogdill? Corbett? Aye. Correa?
Do you have a bill?
Cox? No. Denham?
261?
No. Dusanier? Duchesne? Dutton?
Pardon?
No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? Huff? No.
We'll ask for it.
Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? No. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero? Aye. Runner? No. Smidian? Steinberg? Strickland? No. Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? No. Yee? Hollingsworth? No. Correa? No. Smidian? Aye.
Aye 17, noes 14. Senator Wolk moves a call. Next item, Senator Wolk.
180.
File item 180. Secretary, please read. AB 503.
Assembly Bill 503 by Assemblymember Furutani, an act relating to domestic violence.
Madam President, AB 503 would allow California to continue providing support to the victims of domestic violence. This bill extends the sunset of the Domestic Violence Advisory Council to January 1st, 2015. By extending the sunset, the Council will be able to allocate grant funding to 94 battered women's shelters statewide that provide counseling and protective services to victims of domestic violence. The bill also requires the Department of Public Health to consult with the Emergency Management Agency to consider the consolidation of their respective domestic violence programs and report back to the by June 30th, 2011. Too early. The bill has received overwhelming bipartisan support in both houses and has no opposition.
Is there any discussion or debate? If there is a mandated roll call, Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? Aye. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? Corbett? Aye. Correa? Cox? Aye. Denham? Aye. Dusanier? Duchesne? Dutton? Aye. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Harmon? Aye. Hollingsworth? Huff? Aye. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? Aye. Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Aye. Strickland? Aye. Walters? Aye. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? Aye. Yee? Correa? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Onnested? Aye.
Ayes.
Cedillo?
Ayes 31, no 0. Senator Wolk moves a call. Next item.
276.
File item 276. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 56 by Assemblymember Portantino, an act relating to health care coverage.
Madam President, 56 will remove outdated mammography guidelines that are currently in the insurance code and will require insurance companies to provide information to their insurers regarding when to begin to be screened for breast cancer. It does two things: deletes the outdated reference in the code that limits coverage for mammograms for women based on their age. And while health insurance policies are currently covering mammography to screen for breast cancer, many women are unnecessarily dying because they don't know when to begin the initial screening. 56 will help solve the problem by requiring health plans in California to provide that information to women regarding when they should begin to be screened for breast cancer. This does not mandate insurance companies to increase benefits to provide any additional goods and services. It merely requires insurance companies to provide information to their enrollees. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Cogdill? Cedillo, aye. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Aye. Cox? No. Denham? No. DeSaulnier? Ducheney? Dutton? No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? Huff? No. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Maldonado? Aye. Lowenthal, aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? No. Semidian? Steinberg? Strickland? Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Wyland? No. Yee? Hollingsworth, no. Wright, aye. Cogdill, no.
Senator Wolk ayes 19, noes 12. Senator Wolk moves a call. Final item, Senator Wolk.
309.
File item 309. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 444 by Assemblymember Caballero, an act relating to land use.
Madam Speaker, Madam President, AB 444 would clarify that funds that are set aside for the long-term management of mitigation lands conveyed to a nonprofit organization may also be conveyed to the nonprofit. 444 is permissive, does not require a state or local agency to transfer the endowment to a land trust, but it would allow them to do so if it makes sense for the agency. It is sponsored by the California Council of Land Trusts and has enjoyed bipartisan support and no negative votes. Current law is silent as to whether a local or state agency can allow the nonprofit or other local agency whom they are entrusting with ownership of land to hold the endowment dedicated to a particular property's long-term stewardship. Lack of express authorization in the statute has led to reluctance on the part of the state agencies to allow third parties to hold and manage mitigation funds. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any objection to substituting the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 34, noes 0. The measure is adopted. Senator Padilla. Members, let me indicate that we started going by authors who had requested because we had many members off the floor. Let me give you the list order. Once we conclude this list, then we will go back to working the regular file. Senator Padilla, followed by Senator Alquist, Senator Kehoe, Senator Wiggins, Senator Cox. Then we will go back in order to work Assembly third reading file. Senator Padilla. Which item?
Before I give you the file item number, the first of two I want to present at this time, I also request that we rescind the action whereby AB 129, which was passed yesterday, and that the item be put back on the file. The bill was erroneously amended.
The desk will note. Your first file item number?
First file item number is 153. AB
File item 153. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1562 by the Committee on Labor and Employment, an act relating to employment.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam President. Members, existing law prohibits an employer from terminating an employee because garnishment of an employee's wages has been threatened or where it has been ordered for the payment of one judgment. This bill would prohibit an employer from discharging an employee because their wages have been subjected to garnishment for the payment of 5 or fewer judgments at any given time. In this economic climate where we're seeing increasing numbers of foreclosures and short sales and bankruptcies and whatnot, we believe this is a reasonable amendment to existing law so that workers are not unduly punished in bad situations, only made worse through their loss of income. I'd also point out that this disproportionately affects lower income workers who need our help and protection even more. I ask for your vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? Alquist? Onnested, no. Alquist, aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Cox? No. Denham? No. Desaunier? Ducheney? Dutton? No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? No. Huff? No. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? No. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? No. Smidian? Steinberg? Strickland? No. Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? No. Yee? Correa, aye.
Ayes 18, noes 14. Senator Padilla moves a call. Next item.
Next item is file item 174.
File item 174. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1553 by Assembly Member Fuentes, an act relating to telecommunications.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, AB 1553 simply extends a sunset date on a successful program to provide telephone service and equipment to deaf and disabled Californians. Without this bill, the PUC authority to fund the program would expire at the end of this year. This bill extends the program to 2014. This has received no votes. Bipartisan support. I ask for a vote.
Members, is there any objection to substituting the unanimous roll call? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? Aye. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? Aye. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? Aye. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Aye. Cox? Aye. Denham? Aye. Desaunier? Ducheney? Dutton? Aye. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? Aye. Hollingsworth? Huff? Aye. Kehoe? Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? Aye. Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? Aye. Walters? Aye. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? Aye. Yee? Kehoe, aye.
Ayes 32, noes 0. The measure is adopted. Senator Alquist, which file item?
I have 6. Would you like the file numbers?
Let's start one by one. File item
152.
File item 152. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1541 by the Assembly Committee on Health, an act relating to health care coverage.
Thank you, Madam President and members. AB 1541 is a committee bill that would conform the state health insurance law to the change made to the Federal Children's Health Insurance Program Reauthorization Act, or CHIPRA. The new federal law permits an individual to enroll in coverage under a group health plan no later than 60 days after the date they lose their Medi-Cal or Healthy Families Program coverage. California law has a similar provision, but the person must enroll within 30 days. So this would be changed to conform to the 60 days with federal law. I ask for your support.
Is there any objection to the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 34, no 0. The measure is adopted. Next item.
Next item is file item 179.
File item 179. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1317 by Assemblymember Block, an act relating to public health.
Thank you, Madam President and members. AB 1317 requires that egg harvesting entities place a warning on all ads for human egg donations unless they certify that their procedures are in compliance with the American Society for Reproductive Medicine guidelines. This warning alerts women about the egg donation process, possible health risks to the donor, and advises consultation with a potential donor's doctor. It also requires that a summary of the procedure to be provided to all donors before beginning the egg donation process. This bill helps to explain to potential donors, young women, that while the money is appealing, the process in which their body will undergo is complicated and has serious health risks to them. The egg donation process begins by putting healthy young women in a state of temporary menopause because it requires the hormonal manipulation of their endocrine system to induce their bodies to produce many more times the normal number of eggs, which are then surgically removed. This requires multiple injections of synthetic hormones, often including those not approved by the FDA for this purpose, which are injected into the woman daily, normally for a few weeks. This allows their bodies to produce many times the normal number of eggs, which are then surgically removed under anesthesia. Members, you can understand that women are being injected with substances for which we do not know the health risks. This is an excellent bill, and I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? Aye. Alquist?
Aye.
Aye. Ashburn? Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? Aye. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Cox? Aye. Denham? No. DeSaunier? DeCheney? Dutton? Aye. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? Aye. Hollingsworth? No. Huff? Aye. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero? Aye. Runner? Aye. Smidian? Steinberg? Strickland? No. Walters? Aye. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? Aye. Yee. Ashburn, aye. Correa, aye. Smidian, aye.
Ayes 29, noes 3. The measure is adopted. Next item.
File item 202.
File item 202. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Joint Resolution 17 by Assemblymember Swanson relative to HIV/AIDS health disparities.
Thank you, Madam President and members. Minority communities are still facing disproportionately high rates of HIV/AIDS infection. AJR 17 urges the President to provide more focused domestic leadership on health disparities as they relate to HIV/AIDS and asks Congress to provide more federal funding for HIV/AIDS state and local grant programs. By highlighting this disparity, we can begin to direct more resources toward addressing the HIV/AIDS crisis among minority communities. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, African Americans and Latinos are contracting HIV/AIDS at rates higher than all other racial and ethnic groups in the nation. In California, African Americans account for 6% of the population and 19.4% of the state's HIV case rate. Latinos in California account for 28% of all HIV cases reported by name. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? Aye. Alquist?
Aye.
Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? Aye. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Aye. Cox? Aye. Denham? DeSaulnier? Ducheney? Dutton? Aye. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? Hollingsworth? Huff? Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? Aye. Smidian? Steinberg? Strickland? Aye. Walters? Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Weiland? Aye. Yee.
Ayes 25, noes 1. The measure is adopted. Next item.
File item 259, please.
File item 259. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1017 by Assemblymember Portantino, enact relating to sexual assault crimes.
Madam President and members, AB 1017 will require law enforcement agencies to report to DOJ their statistics on the number of rape kits that they collect and test. Last year, it was discovered that the City and County of Los Angeles had over 10,000 unopened rape kits in their evidence lockers. Of these, the city alone had 403 unopened rape kits that were the result of stranger rapes. Most local governments currently use the DOJ Criminal Lab to test the rape kits. The LAO and several of the recent budget bills propose requiring the DOJ Crime Lab to start billing local government for services for such as testing rape kits. Such a practice would create a tremendous financial disincentive to test rape kits. Passage of AB 1017 will allow us to track the testing of rape kits by our local law enforcement agencies. This measure has received no votes. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Senator Weiland.
Madam President, members, I rise in support, strong support of this measure. It is a travesty. It's an absolute travesty that in many counties there are, in some cases, hundreds of these kits, rape kits, which it's clearly demonstrated that if they were to act on them, they can identify the perpetrators, often who are already in the system, and prevent them from committing more of these crimes. So I strongly support this measure. I hope perhaps next year, through the budgetary process, we can do something even stronger to make sure that they evaluate these kits and catch these criminals. Urgent aye vote.
Is there any other discussion or debate? Is there any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 34, no 0. The measure is adopted. Next item.
File item 302.
File item 302. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 303 by Assemblymember Bell, enact relating to Medi-Cal.
Thank you, Madam President and members. AB 303 will allow public and private hospitals to access federal supplemental reimbursement for debt service related to seismic retrofitting. The state's inability to supply funds to access federal monies available for seismic safety construction requires this innovative approach to finance the construction. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 34, no 0. The measure is adopted. Final item.
Final item, file item 306.
File item 306. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 657 by Assemblymember Hernandez, enact relating to public health.
Thank you, Madam President and members. AB 657 creates a task force to develop a master plan for California's health professions workforce. Under this bill, OSHPD, in collaboration with the California Workforce Investment Boards, would convene a task force with representatives from K-12, higher education, industry, labor, consumers, and regional leadership to create a comprehensive plan for California's health workforce, including allied health professions. Demographic shifts are causing gaps in health workforce supply and demand, as seen in the shortages of primary care providers and other health professions. California's population is aging, growing, and becoming increasingly diverse. Unfortunately, California's health profession workforce does not reflect these changes and is ill-equipped to respond to new pressures on the health system. To date, California's efforts to develop its health workforce has been piecemeal, focusing on data collection, loan repayment, and funding, with limited or no attention to evaluation and strategy, which this bill does. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, please call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist?
Aye.
Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Aye. Cox? Aye. Denham? No. Dusanier? Ducheney? Dutton? No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? No. Huff? No. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? No. Semidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? Aye. Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? No. Yee.
Ayes 21, noes 11. The measure is adopted. Senator Kehoe, file item 241. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 343 by Assemblymember Saldana, an act relating to pupils.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, this bill has to do with military families in our state. AB 343 will allow California to join the Interstate Compact on Educational Opportunity for Military Children. The compact provides for uniform treatment of military children transferring between school districts or from out of state into California. 21 other states are members. Military families, our military installations and officers tell us, encounter significant school challenges when they're trying to move their children into California schools. Problems with enrollment, eligibility, placement of their children are exacerbated by the multiple changes that military personnel go through. And officers in the Marines and the Navy tell us that many military families keep their children at home, dividing families and also reducing the number of people that are spending money and paying sales tax dollars in our state. The bill is supported by California School Boards Association, the Secretaries of the Army, Air Force, and Navy, the Military Advisory Council, and various school districts. It's an important step. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 34, noes 0. The measure is adopted. Senator Wiggins, you have two items. The first is file item 47. Secretary, please read.
Senate Joint Resolution 5 by Senator Wiggins relative to the federal goal of the Farallones and Cordell Bank National Marine Sanctuaries Boundary Modification and Protection Act.
Item 47, President and members, SJR 5 is a resolution to express California's support for H.R. 223 by Congresswoman Lynn Woolsey and SB 212 by Senator Barbara Boxer. These measures would expand the boundaries north and west of the Gulf of Farallones and the Cordell Bank National Marine Sanctuaries to provide ecosystem management and permanently protect them from oil spills and pollution. Technical amendments were made in the Assembly where it passed 50 to 26. There's no opposition to this resolution, and I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? No. Cox? No. Denham? No. DeSaulnier? Ducheney? Dutton? No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? Hollingsworth? No. Huff? No. Kehoe? Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero? Aye. Runner? No. Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? No. Yee? Kehoe, aye.
Ayes 19, noes 12. Senator Wiggins moves a call. Senator Cox, file item 261.
Assembly Bill 1120 by Assemblymember Nilo, enact relating to school facilities.
Madam President, members, AB 1120 by Mr. Nilo. In this world of school construction, change orders drive up costs. These change orders result from unforeseen errors or omissions during the design process. As AB 1120 requires the Department of General Services through the state architect to convey the benefits of conducting a constructability review, which amounts to a change order risk assessment for school districts. This process is being used by a few districts in California to great advantage and is actually required by the public projects in several other states such as Washington. This is a time, members, when the issues can be ironed out in the design phase before the project is put out to bid, and as a result, the results are more accurate and you have a better competitive bidding process. This bill is supported by the Association of California Construction Managers, has received no votes. Ask for your support.
Members, is there any objection to substituting the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 34, noes 0. The measure is adopted. Members, we have dispensed with the initial list of going by authors. We are now going to proceed to working the file in chronological order. We will begin with file item 91. Do we have a floor manager? File item 92. Do we have a floor manager for Assemblymember Brownlee? File item 93. Do we have a floor manager? File item 94, do we have a floor manager? File item 95, do we have a floor manager? File item 96 for Assemblymember Miller, do we have a floor manager? File item 97, Senator Kehoe, do you wish to take up this item? We can return. Okay, pass on file. File item 98, do we have a floor manager? File item 99, do we have a floor manager? I notice the Majority Leader of the California State Assembly. Mr. Majority Leader, if you might ask your desk and your members to please have floor managers assigned so we can move expeditiously. Thank you very much.
Senator Cedillo had his hand. Item 96, Senator Cedillo.
All right, file item 96. This is Senator Cedillo. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 362 by Assemblymember Miller, enact relating to theft.
Members, this is something that all of us are interested in. AB 362 is narrowly designed to target theft, vandalism, and misuse of political campaign signs. One would think we wouldn't need a law, but as Joe Samidian says, there ought to be a law. And this regards, as everyone knows, it's illegal to infringe upon the free speech of another regardless of motive or intention. However, there continue to be many cases where campaign signs are stolen, damaged, moved, turned over, or covered with opposing propaganda during campaigns, thus interfering with one of the most fundamental forms of free speech. There are situations where major theft or misuse has occurred. Such cases are difficult to prosecute because existing code is vague in determining whether or not to ascertain that these are crimes. This bill is the result of a long process of compromise, comports itself with the First Amendment requirements, has been tailored to be narrow enough to avoid unintended prosecutions and only target clear and intentional offenders. And it has received broad bipartisan support through both houses, and I ask for an aye.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested. Aye. Alquist. Aye. Ashburn. Aye. Benoit. Calderon. Aye. Cedillo. Aye. Cogdill. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Cox. Aye. Denham. Aye. DeSaulnier. Duchesne. Dutton. Aye. Flores. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Harmon. Aye. Hollingsworth. Aye. Huff. Aye. Kehoe. Leno. Aye. Liu. Aye. Lowenthal. Aye. Maldonado. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Oropesa. Padilla. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Price. Romero.
Aye.
Aye. Runner. Aye. Smidian. Steinberg. Aye. Strickland. Aye. Walters. Aye. Wiggins. Aye. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Aye. Weiland. Aye. Yee. Correa. Aye. Cedillo. Aye. Kehoe. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Aye.
Smidian.
Smidian. Aye.
Ayes 34, no 0. The measure is adopted. Back on file, do we have a floor manager for Assemblymember Duval, file item 100? File item 101, Senator Corbett for Assemblymember Hall. Pass on file. File item 102, Senator Weiland. It's to be amended. File item 103, Senator Leno for Assemblymember Saldana. Pass on file. File item 104, Senator Kehoe, not at her desk. File item 105, do we have a floor manager? File item 106, Senator Liu for Assemblymember Evans. Pass. File item 107, Senator Cedillo. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 745 by Assemblymember Cotto, an act relating to health care coverage.
Members, very simple bill. AB 747 proposes an extension of existing dental consumer protections. AB 745 merely extends the right to a notice to consumers served by self-funded benefit plans. This author has accepted amendments, as mentioned by the committee in its analysis, as well as minor changes in language and concerning disclosure. Members, this is a narrow bill that only addresses dental plans and only assures that consumers are given due notice of their rights. I ask for an aye vote.
Is there any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested. Aye. Alquist. Aye. Ashburn. Aye. Benoit. Calderon. Aye. Cedillo. Aye. Cogdill. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Aye. Cox. Aye. Denham. Aye. DeSaulnier. Duchesne. Dutton. Aye. Flores. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Harmon. Aye. Hollingsworth. Huff. Aye. Kehoe. Aye. Leno. Aye. Liu. Aye. Lowenthal. Aye. Maldonado. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Aye. Oropesa. Padilla. Aye. Pavley. Aye. Price. Romero.
Aye.
Aye. Runner. Aye. Smidian. Steinberg. Aye. Strickland. Aye. Walters. Wiggins. Aye. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Wyland. Aye. Yee. Semidian, aye.
Ayes 31, no 0. The measure is adopted. File item 108, passed temporarily. File item 109, do we have a floor manager for Speaker Bass? File item 110, do we have a floor manager for Assemblymember Emerson? File item 111, do we have a floor manager for Assemblymember Cook? File item 112, Senator Yee, not at his desk. File item 113, Senator Hancock, not at her desk. File item 114, do we have a floor manager for Assemblymember Fuentes? Senator Cedillo, Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 806 by Assemblymember Fuentes, enacting to criminal procedure.
Members, this is a very important bill for our state and our nation. AB 806 would simply require that prior to accepting a guilty or no contest plea, judges advise criminal defendants of the potential for federal prosecution with harsh penalties for illegally re-entering the United States after having been deported. This is an issue that is prime and in the public domain, and one that's very important and one that requires us to be very judicious in addressing it. I ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo?
Aye.
Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Cox? No. Denham? No. DeSaulnier? DeChaney? Dutton? No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? No. Huff? No. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Maldonado? Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? No. Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Aye. Strickland? No. Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Wyland? Yee. Yee, aye. Correa, aye. Wyland, no.
Ayes 19, noes 13. Senator Cedillo moves a call. Members, if you are a floor manager for one of the items and you notice in the file that your name is not printed, will you please come to the desk and give us your name? It will expedite us moving the file. Members, we understand that between the item that we just took up to file item 131, we do not have anybody ready to take up those bills. So let's begin with file item 131. Senator Leno. Senator Leno. Do you wish to pass? File item 132, Senator Hancock, not at her desk. File item 133, do we have a floor manager? Let's go back to file item 127. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1312 by Assemblymember Swanson, enacting to defibrillators.
Members, for all you who participate and attend health clubs or golf courses or amusement parks, you should be a great fan of this bill. This bill would require that all those entities have a defibrillator on site and personnel trained for its use. The bill ensures that victims of heart attacks receive prompt and proper medical care. Employees and businesses are protected from civil suits regarding the use of defibrillators if the businesses comply. The bill has passed through Policy Committee and the floor of the Assembly on a consent. I ask for an aye vote on this matter.
Is there any discussion or debate? Is there any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Seeing none. Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? Benoit? Calderon. I, Cedillo. I, Cogdill. Corbett. I, Correa. I, Cox. No, Denham. No, Dusanier. Ducheney. Dutton. No, Flores. I, Hancock. I, Harmon. I, Hollingsworth. Huff. Kehoe. I, Leno. I, Liu. Lowenthal. I, Maldonado. I, Negrete McLeod. I, Oropesa. Padilla. I, Pavley. I, Price. Romero.
Aye.
I, Runner. No, Smidian. Steinberg. I, Strickland. I, Walters. Wiggins. I, Wolk. I, Wright. I, Weiland. Yee. Yee, aye. Weiland, aye. Ashburn, no. Huff, no. Hollingsworth, no. Smidian, aye. Onnested, no. Cogdill, no.
Ayes 24, noes 9. The measure is adopted. Members, since we have so many bills without a floor manager identified, without objection, my preference would be to go back and to have authors, if you're ready to take up bills, to proceed in that fashion. Let me give you the order that I have. We'll go to Senator Hancock, Senator Strickland, Senator Leno, Senator Correa, Senator Smidian, and if you wish to take up Assembly third reading, please proceed and give your name to the desk. I think in this way we can move more expeditiously. And again, to the Assembly desk, members, please give us names of your floor managers. Senator Hancock, file item 125. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 690 by Assemblymember Amiano, an act relating to public post-secondary education.
Thank you, Madam President. On behalf of Assemblymember Amiano, I present AB 690, which will require the CSU Board of Trustees and request the UC Board of Regents to allow the ex officio members of their governing boards to delegate a representative from the same elected body as that ex officio member to attend meetings in their absence. The measure would allow the Lieutenant Governor, as President of the Senate, to appoint a member of the Senate. The Speaker would be able to appoint a member of the Assembly, and the Superintendent of Public Instruction would be able to designate a superintendent who is elected from a county board of education. Like the ex officio members, designees could not vote or count toward establishing a quorum. They could serve as eyes and ears to understand better the realities of our higher education system and what we can do to help. I would ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Aye. Cox? No. Denham? No. Dusanier? Ducheney? Dutton? No. Flores? No. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? No. Huff? No. Kehoe? Leno? Aye. Liu? Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? No. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? No. Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Aye. Strickland? No. Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Weiland? No. Yee? Yee, aye.
Call the absent members.
Padilla, aye. Benoit? Cedillo, aye. DeSaulnier, Duchesne, Kehoe, aye. Liu, Oropesa, Price.
Senator Hancock moves a call. Ayes 19, noes 15. Senator Hancock moves a call. Senator Strickland, which file item?
328.
328. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1031 by Assemblymember Blumenfield, an act relating to energy.
Thank you, Madam President, members. AB 1031, local governments were permitted last year to take advantage of net metering savings from renewable energy systems that are installed in multiple locations to lower their electricity bills. AB 1031 proposes to extend the same net metering savings for state universities, CSU, and UC campuses. The bill also clarifies community colleges can apply to these electricity bill credits to lower their utility bills. For state colleges, the net metering benefits apply to solar power systems installed in the same cities or jurisdictions as on college campuses. All opposition has been removed from this bill. To address PG&E's concerns, the bill limits solar projects to within the same city as the college campus. And to address the PUC concern, the bill does not extend California Solar Initiative subsidies. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Is there an objection to using the unanimous roll call? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested, Alquist, Ashburn, Benoit, Calderon, aye. Cedillo, aye. Cogdill, aye. Corbett, aye. Correa, aye. Cox, aye. Denham, aye. DeSaulnier, Duchesne, Dutton, Flores, aye. Hancock, aye. Harmon, aye. Hollingsworth, aye. Huff, aye. Kehoe, aye. Leno, aye. Liu, aye. Lowenthal, aye. Maldonado, aye. Negrete McLeod, Oropesa, Padilla, aye. Pavley, aye. Price, Romero,
aye.
Aye. Runner, aye. Smidian, aye. Steinberg, Strickland, aye. Walters, Wiggins, aye. Wolk, aye. Wright, aye. Wyland, aye. Yee. Yee, aye. Ashburn, aye. Alquist, aye. Onnested, aye. Dutton, aye.
Ayes 32, noes 0. The measure is adopted. Senator Cedillo, for purpose of introduction. Senator Cedillo.
Yes, members, if I may, privileges from the floor. I want to take a moment to introduce you to one of California's stars, present and future. She is, of course, the granddaughter of Carmen Perez, an icon of politics in California. Please let me introduce Olivia Perez Aoki. She's 16 years old. She's going to start school again next week. She's a junior at Long Beach Poly High, and she's a member of the varsity cross-country team, which has been champions for 5 consecutive years. She's also a constituent of my colleague, Mr. Lowenthal. He also has some things to say about it.
Not only that, she is a member of the top wind ensemble and the top jazz band in Poly's 2-time Grammy award-winning music program. She's participated as a member of the prestigious California All-State Honor Band and has been a member of the Southern All-Star Jazz Band for the last 3 years. Please join us in welcoming our guest.
Welcome to the California State Senate. Senator Leno, which item?
Thank you, Madam President. Item 140.
File item 140. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 988 by Assemblymember Brownlee, an act relating to human trafficking.
Yes, thank you, Madam President, members. Due to the underground nature of human trafficking, law enforcement has a hard time finding these traffickers and bringing them to justice. In response to this identified difficulty, Congress created something called the U visas, which are designed to provide immigration status to non-citizens who are specifically assisting or willing to assist authorities investigating these crimes. This bill will require the Commission on Peace Officer Standards and Trainings to create and make available training content on these U visas. The bill is essential in assisting training law enforcement on how to assist and aid victims, on how to obtain these U visas. The bill has support of Crime Victims United, no opposition, strong bipartisan support. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? Aye. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? Aye. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Aye. Cox? Aye. Denham? Aye. DeSaulnier? DeCheney? Dutton? Aye. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? Aye. Hollingsworth? Aye. Huff? Aye. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? Aye. Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? Aye. Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? Yee? Yee, aye. Hollingsworth? Aye to no. Wyland, no.
Ayes 30, noes 4. The measure is adopted. Next item.
220.
File item 220. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1319 by Assemblymember Krikorian, an act relating to talent services.
Thank you, Madam President. Colleagues, complaints from consumers about acting and modeling scams have doubled every year over the past few years and are intended to double again this year as well. These scams cause millions of dollars in loans to victims and inflict genuine emotional harm to children when they find out that their talent scout, in fact, was a fraud. Our current laws just don't address the types of fraud some talent services employ and do not provide law enforcement with the tools to address the problem. AB 1319 offers a comprehensive solution to this problem. It's supported by a broad coalition of law enforcement, labor, industry leaders, and consumer protection organizations, including the Better Business Bureau and the California District Attorneys Association. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Aye. Cox? No. Denham? DeSaulnier? DeCheney? Dutton? No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? Aye. Hollingsworth? No. Huff? No. Kehoe?
What is it?
Just call me.
Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? No. Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? Aye. Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? Aye. Yee? Yee, no. Denham? Aye.
Ayes 23, noes 10. The measure is adopted. Next item.
Yes, this is file item number 329.
File item 329. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 577 by Assemblymember Bonnie Lowenthal, an act relating to the elderly.
Thank you, Madam President and members. The Program for All-Inclusive Care for the Elderly, otherwise known as our PACE program, provides integrated medical and long-term care services to low-income, frail, elderly individuals, many of whom would otherwise probably be in nursing homes without such care from the PACE program. This bill is a technical cleanup bill that will give state departments the authority to resolve regulatory conflicts and decrease inefficiency in the oversight of the PACE program. The bill has no opposition. No votes have been recorded. I would ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Is there any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 34, no 0. The measure is adopted. Senator Cedillo, for what purpose do you rise?
Yes, Madam President, I'd like to make a request that we move AB 752 relating to water and it be removed from the inactive file.
The desk will note. Senator Correa, which file item?
Madam President, item number 226.
File item 226. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 65 by Assemblymember Hayashi, an act relating to public employee health benefits and making an appropriation therefor.
Madam President, Senators, this bill will establish the Retired Public Employees Vision Care Program for those who retired from local agencies with CalPERS for retirement benefits. This bill will make vision care available to retirees of local government, schools, and universities contracting with CalPERS. Each program participant is responsible for paying their premium amount. I ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Correa? Aye. Cox? No. Denham? No. Dusanier? Ducheney? Dutton? No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? Huff? No. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? No. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? No. Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? No. Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? No. Yee? Yee, aye.
Call the absent members.
Benoit? Corbett? Aye. Dusanier? Ducheney? Hollingsworth? Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Price? Steinberg?
Ayes 20, noes 13. Senator Correa moves a call. Members, this is the order at this point. Senator Simidian, Senator Padilla, Senator Denham, Senator Yee, Senator Flores. If you are a floor manager for any Assembly third reading bills, please bring your name to me so I can add you to the list. Senator Simidian, which file item?
Thank you, Madam President. This is file item 292.
File item 292. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 1217 by Assemblymember Monning, an act relating to ocean resources.
Madam President, members, I think we are all unfortunately aware of the dismal state of our fishing industries along the coast of California as a result of practices that went on for far too long, as well as the damage that has been done to our oceans by those same practices. This member simply seeks to establish a statewide standard for sustainable seafood and would direct the Ocean Protection Council to develop and implement a protocol that could guide entities on how to be certified for third-party organizations in accordance with internationally accepted standards for sustainable seafood. The bill would also direct the Ocean Protection Council to create a marketing label for sustainable seafood that's caught here in California. This is not a mandate. It is simply a consumer assistance method by which consumers could make informed choices about what they did and did not want to purchase, consistent with the previous work of the Ocean Protection Council, both for our industry and our environment. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Cox? No. Denham? No. Dusanier? Duchesne? Dutton? No. Flores? Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? Huff? No. Kehoe? Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? No. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? No. Walters? No. Wiggins? Wolk? Wright? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wiggins? Aye. Wyland? No. Yee? Yee? Aye. Maldonado? No to aye. Kehoe? Aye.
Call the absent members.
Correa? Aye. Benoit? Dusanier? Duchesne? Flores? Hollingsworth? Oropesa? Price? Runner? Steinberg?
Ayes 20, noes 11. Senator Simidian moves a call. Senator Padilla, which file item?
File item number 200.
File item 200. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 14 by Assemblymember Fuentes, enact relating to vehicles.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, AB 14 is sort of an updated and reintroduced combination of two bills from last year's session that would authorize local governments to adopt ordinances intended to abate nuisances created when offenders are arrested for certain activities, specifically prostitution-related or illegal dumping-related offenses, where the vehicle was used in the offense and where the offender has a prior conviction within the past 3 years for a related crime as well. AB 14 gives local government the additional powers and tools to fight crimes, and also clarifies existing law as it pertains to the impound forfeiture powers of the state versus local governments, while respecting the constitutional rights of individuals. The bill is supported by the League of California Cities, CSAC, police chiefs, sheriffs, Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa. It's received bipartisan support the whole way, and no votes. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Secretary, please read. Please call.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? Aye. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Cogdill? Aye. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Cox? Aye. Denham? Aye. Dusanier? Duchesne? Dutton? No. Aye. No to aye. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? Aye. Hollingsworth? Huff? Aye. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? No. Oropesa? Padilla? Aye. Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? Aye. Walters? Aye. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Wright? Aye. Wyland? Aye. Yee? Yee, aye. Okay.
Call the absent members.
Benoit, Cedillo, aye. Correa, aye. Dusanier, Duchesne, Hollingsworth, Oropesa, Price, Runner, Steinberg, Wolk. Wolk, aye.
Ayes 30, noes 2. The measure is adopted. Senator Denham, file item 243. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 369 by Assemblymember Yamada, an act relating to adult day health care centers.
Madam President, members, AB 369 will create an exemption to the adult day health care centers moratorium on Medi-Cal certification to accommodate 2 ADHCs in Ventura and Lancaster run by the California Department of Veteran Affairs. By allowing these facilities to receive Medi-Cal reimbursement, we will pull down federal matching funds on Medi-Cal that will not otherwise come to our state. This will offset our general fund obligations and save the state money. I would ask for your aye vote.
Is there any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 34, noes 0. Ayes 35, noes 0. The measure is adopted. Next item is file item 278. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 344 by Assemblymember Caballero, an act relating to state highways.
Madam President, members, AB 344 is a district bill which will result of several years of planning and negotiation to achieve economic development for the city of Soledad. It will provide the authority for Caltrans to relinquish its control for State Route 146 to the city of Soledad. Once the city owns this, it's in the city limits. They can implement planned street improvements in accordance with city standards at a lower cost. Recently, the city of Newport Beach was also interested in doing the same thing with State Route 1 PCH from Jamboree Road to Santa Ana River, and State Route 55 Newport Boulevard from Finley to Newport Channel Bridge. I would ask for your aye vote.
Is there any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 35, noes 0. The measure is adopted. Senator Yee, which file item?
256.
File item 256. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 861 by Assemblymember Ruskin, an act relating to public health.
Thank you very much, Madam President. Senators, AB 861 directs the California Department of Public Health to develop simplified consolidated contracts between the counties and 2 programs within the department, which is the Center for Family Health and Center for Infectious Disease. Senators, this is a rather important measure because by doing these kinds of consolidated contracts, it makes services and programs a lot more efficient, saves money. This idea came out of the analyst's office, and with that, urge an aye vote.
Is there any objection to using the unanimous roll call? Seeing none, ayes 35, noes 0. The measure is adopted. Next item.
289.
File item 289. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 823 by Assemblymember Hill, an act relating to air pollution.
Thank you very much, Madam President and Senators. This bill has received bipartisan support, no known opposition. This bill will save the state $7 million annually by closing a loophole that currently allows anyone who receives state subsidies to repair their car if they fail a small check without, regardless of income. What this bill will do is to provide an income means testing on this particular service, and with that, urge an aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Cox? No. Denham? No. DeSaulnier? DeChaney? Dutton? No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? Aye. Hollingsworth? Huff? No. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Pavley? Aye. Price? Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? No. Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? No. Yee? Yee, aye. Price, aye. Correa, aye.
Ayes 22, noes 10. The measure is adopted. Senator Flores, you have a number of items. What is the first item?
Thank you, Madam President. I'm going to take one item up today, file item 198.
File item 198. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 241 by Assembly Member Nava, an act relating to animals.
Thank you, members. This item was highlighted on the Dog Whisperer, which is the plight of puppies in commercial breeding facilities. Members, you do know that puppy mills exist. They can be massive expenses to the state and local jurisdictions due to the cost of shelter, food, and veterinary care. This bill limits the number of adult dogs or cats a seller can maintain to 50 animals. This bill has bipartisan support and bipartisan co-authorship. Would ask for an aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, call the roll.
Onnested? Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Cox? No. Denham? No. DeSaulnier? Duchesne? Dutton? No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? Huff? No. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Oropesa? Padilla? Pavley? Aye. Price? Aye. Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? Aye. Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Wyland? Aye. Yee? Yee, aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Harmon? No to aye. Onnested? No. Correa, aye.
Ayes 23, noes 8. The measure is adopted. Senator Simidian, for what purpose do you rise?
Madam President, I'd like to lift the call on file item 292, please.
File item 290. Senator Simidian, which file item? 292. Secretary, please call the absent members.
Benoit? DeSaulnier? Duchesne? Flores? Aye. Hollingsworth? Oropesa? Price? Aye. Runner? Steinberg?
Ayes 22, noes 11. The measure is adopted. Senator Huff, you have file item 234. Secretary, please read.
Assembly Bill 167 by Assembly Member Adams, an act relating to high school graduation.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, AB 167 permits a pupil in foster care who transfers to a new school during grade 11 or 12 to graduate from high school if he or she meets the minimum state graduation requirements, but not necessarily the local requirements. There are no votes. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Senator Huff, we've just learned there are amendments pending on this bill. So we'll put that matter
I'm unaware
over.
of those. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Senator Corbett, file item 73, not at her desk. Senator Hollingsworth, for what purpose do you rise?
Call a Republican caucus in room 305, please.
Senator Hollingsworth, can we take up Senator Corbett's file item 73 first, and then we can go into Republican caucus? File item 73, Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 44 by Senator Corbett relative to child care.
Thank you, Madam President and Senators. SCR 44 recognizes the need to review California's regional market rate methodology and ensure that it appropriately reimburses subsidized child care providers. It requests the legislature, along with the California Department of Education, to hold a joint legislative hearing to review the state's current regional market rate and also to look at the implementing guidelines for subsidized child care. There's no opposition to this measure. I ask for your aye vote.
Is there any discussion or debate? Secretary, please call the roll.
Onnested? No. Alquist? Aye. Ashburn? No. Benoit? Calderon? Aye. Cedillo? Aye. Cogdill? No. Corbett? Aye. Correa? Cox? No. Denham? No. DeSaulnier? DeCheney? Dutton? No. Flores? Aye. Hancock? Aye. Harmon? No. Hollingsworth? No. Huff? Aye. Kehoe? Aye. Leno? Aye. Liu? Aye. Lowenthal? Aye. Maldonado? Aye. Negrete McLeod? Aye. Oropesa? Padilla? Padilla, aye. Pavley? Price? Aye. Romero?
Aye.
Aye. Runner? Smidian? Aye. Steinberg? Strickland? Walters? No. Wiggins? Aye. Wolk? Aye. Wright? Aye. Wyland? Aye. Yee, aye. Pavley, aye. Runner, no.
Ayes 23, noes 10. The measure is adopted. Senator Hollingsworth, without objection, would you object if we could go ahead lift calls to move these off the desk before you go into Republican caucus?
Actually, there are members that are not going to be returning until later this afternoon that we...
All right. Well, go ahead and we'll hold off on that at this point. Then we will go ahead and move into Republican caucus. There will be a Democratic caucus as well. The Senate will reconvene at 2 p.m. At 2 p.m., the Senate will reconvene.